Final guy on my list has been a guy that went from being a guy looked at as maybe acclaimed as a first-round guy, but then as we've gone through the process here, and especially after his pro day, now finds himself maybe dipping down a little bit in this draft, at least going from first round to maybe more into the depths of the second round, maybe even third round at this point. But this is a guy that from day one of watching his skill set, I've liked. Another guy like some of the safeties I've looked at as far as these sleeper lists go that truly give you the complete skill set. If you look at his snap counts, he had almost equal snap counts from free to strong safety, down into the slot, even some linebacker snaps. So he was used in college all over the place in what they wanted him to be able to do and perform, and he performed it admirably. The Seahawks are looking for their Kyle Hamilton of this draft. This may be as outside maybe James Williams, or maybe this even beyond James Williams, is the guy that gives you a little bit of the closest iteration to that. To give the numbers a little bit here between the two, you've got Kyle Hamilton's testing numbers above Nubin here on my screen right now. You can see that they had exactly the same 40 testing time of 4.59. You have Hamilton, who's definitely more explosive across the board. 1.58 10-yard split versus Nubin at 1.65. The vertical leap, 38 inches. Nubin only performed 31.5 inches. You have a 10-foot broad jump from Nubin, whereas Hamilton almost pulled off an 11-foot broad jump. The shuttle, 4.32 for Hamilton, 4.51 for Nubin, and 6.9 cone versus 7.23 cone for Nubin. So the thing to consider with this, of course, is that Hamilton was looked at with those testing scores as being not necessarily up to snuff himself. You know, those were going to be his testing scores that kind of dinged him a little bit. They didn't turn out to really do it because the Ravens are good at drafting and they're not just going to rely on testing numbers. Much needs to be the same here when you consider Mr. Nubin. In that, yes, testing numbers need to hold a certain amount of sway, but you also don't let them override what you see on the film. And what you see in this guy is great instincts in coverage, an ability to play man and or play zone, to play a variety of different positions, to be comfortable in those roles and positions, not necessarily to be forced into a position that they can't do, but actually do it and perform and pull off the task. And when you watch Nubin on tape, that's exactly what he does. I think he was the highest graded or one of the highest graded players by PFF from the safety position this past year. And there's for good reason, because he's assignment correct and he's on it. As a run game defender, he comes downhill, outstanding tackler, and this guy brings some hitting ability as well. He will lay the pop on you. So brings everything to play I think that you can ask for. Picture perfect tackling ability. Yes, I understand that the testing numbers are not fantastic with this guy, but I still do believe that he brings quite a bit to the table that gets me very interested in him as a safety to bring in here, and a guy that, you know, may not be outstanding as far as some of the pure physical skill set stuff goes, but just as a pure football player, turn on the tape, he's outstanding in that respect of things.